Did you know that 77% of the young people in the United States between 17 and 24 who walk into the enlistment office are turned away? Did you realize that? You have no idea how that affects me as having been a military dependent as a child, and now I'm a military dependent veteran's spouse. The military life is something, I was so proud of my father. He was almost always gone, but I was so proud of him. I mean, he worked so hard, he was so sincere. Everything about the military meant so much to him. Oh, and the fact that I could feel the same way about him as I did about my uncle. My uncle was like a brother to me. He was a captain. I couldn't believe he was a captain. Oh, that was just such a big deal to me. He had been at MIT, and then he was a atomic cloud tester. I used to tease him that he opened the window from the airplane, stuck out the test tube, put the cork in it, brought it back in. And when he came back from Vietnam and died in an airframe, all I could think of was it was a blessing, because he would have died from cancer from going through all those atomic clouds. And yet, there's so many dying now. They die in Iran, they die in Iraq, they die in the Ukraine, they die on test missions when they're in training. I just can't tell you what it was like to be raised in the military, to live on base, to use the swimming pools, to go to the teen club. There's so many, to be cared for. I was very, very sick from the ages of 5 to 9, and the military took care of me over and over and over again. They were just people all over me, because they would put these wires on me and test me, and they're giving their lives. I mean, and I wanted to be a JAG lawyer. I wanted to protect the military people. I feel so strongly about this. I just can't tell you how strongly I feel about the people who serve. And yet 77% are turned away. I would be turned away today because I'm 79 years old, and the cutoff, I think, is 32. But that's not the point. The point is, why are they being turned away? Well, a few of them are being turned away for being overweight. If you're 5'8" and you're 18, you should weigh about 145 pounds. Well, I'm 5'8" and I'm 79 years old, and I weigh 144 pounds. So I'm about the weight, even though I'm not male, that's for a male, I'm about the weight that a person should be to go into the military if they're at age 18. And I fight hard to keep that weight. I mean, I exercise and carry on, but I'm not young. I don't have those young muscles and that young response to whatever I'm trying to do to improve myself. But I'm not overweight, and that's an important thing. But that's only a tiny part of it. So many of them haven't finished high school. Oh, that is so sad. But I think there's a lot of things that are going to make people not finish high school in the future. I think it's time for us to sit back and look. As a former teacher, I'm telling you, that too many kids are saying, why should I go to school? There's climate change. I'm not going to be around to go to school. I mean, I don't need to go to school. And there's AI. It's going to take over all the jobs anyway. They will use any excuse to not learn. And there's no excuse big enough for me not to learn, except maybe if my husband screams that he needs some help. Other than that, I am learning every single day. That's what I do. And so I just don't have a space in my head to put the idea of somebody doesn't have enough education to go in the military, because what the military did for me is they were always teaching me something. I was in what do they call it? Let's see, Red Cross swimming. I went to swim 5 miles. I was so excited. I really wanted to swim the English Channel until I found out it was cold. I can't stand cold. But they would teach me that, and any time I wanted to learn something, I could. And people, I trusted. I felt safer outside in the base environment than I ever did inside my own home, because my mother was a real problem. And we won't go into that. What is important is what's wrong with our 17 to 24-year-olds. You know what's wrong with them? Mental health. Yep. Now, there's a lot of us having mental health issues, okay? That's a real prominent issue right now. There's so much anxiety because there's so much going on all at the same time. And it's to the point where you just don't know which thing you should choose to be upset about. Is it the climate that we should be concerned about? Should we be about the war in Ukraine, the war in Iran, what's going on in Iraq, what's going on with other parts of the country, what's going on with, as far as upset, what's going on economically worldwide, what's going on with supply chains worldwide, what's the climate doing to the food chains, what's the story of moose being closed doing to gas and oil and diesel and helium and all those other things that are coming through that area. What is going on with the world being just a basket case? It's affecting our COVID affect our kids. There are so many things that are so wrong that are affecting our kids. Now, what I'm going to do about it, because I'm old, I'm going to continue making videos, and I'm going to ask you to share the information, to let people know that I'm making these videos and that I'm trying to give you the information I know from living on this planet for almost 80 years. My next birthday, I'll be 80. And I've seen a lot. I've seen 49 of the 50 states. I was a pilot. I was a military kid. I've seen all of that. I've seen almost all the provinces of Canada, most of Mexico, some of Central South America, Europe. I've seen so much. And when people say, oh, I'm from Nebraska, I know what Nebraska looks like. Or I live in Belgium, I know what Belgium looks like. And it really helps because I've gotten a psychological view of different, I also have a PhD in special ed, bilingual ed, and sociocultural studies. And my sociocultural studies have helped me to understand how different cultures live and how they think and what goes on in their mind. I just want to share what I know. I want to share it with you, and I want you to tell other people to come and look and see what I have to share. I want to share it as my legacy before I'm gone. I just want people to know what's out there and that your human self is so important. AI can't take that from you. It can put words together. It can help you with making, I'm dyslexic. Man, I really like being able to have somebody come and check my spelling, that's for sure. And my grammar, I was always a math person, science person, math, science, flying planes, things like that. You know, riding horses, all those kinds of things. Very, very athletic. Not anymore. I'm doing what I can do now. This is what I can do now. This is what I can offer to the world now. I'm still alive, which is a childhood diseases, genetic diseases in the family. I never thought I'd see 50. So here I am. And I'm going to keep talking to you and hope that somebody's listening, because if you got a question, you can put it down below. If you want to talk to me live, I have an SKOOL. And if you go to that SKOOL, you'll find that 4 days a week or 5 days a week or 3 days a week, I'm available to talk to people online. You can ask me questions before I'm gone. You better hurry. One never knows. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like, because that's the name of the game. That's where it all comes from. And my husband's a veteran, and as a veteran, when he passes, there won't be any money for 6 months, and it's tough to think about that. So if you do that for me, I'd appreciate it. And I really appreciate you being here. If you made it this long, you can put up with an awful lot. Thank you so much.